Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I'm going to be talking to you about my 10 favorite purchases from 2021. I saw Kelly Gooch do this video and I thought it was such a fun idea. So I have 10 items, mostly makeup. There's just one hair care item or hair care set that I have to talk about today. But I have my 10 favorite purchases, my 10 favorite beauty purchases from 2021 to share with you guys today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content or you just like to chit chat about makeup, I would love if you would consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, you guys, the majority of the items that I have in front of me are products that I've had in my collection since like earlier this year. I did just recently post my Sephora VIB sale haul, so I will have that linked for you if you are interested in catching that, if you missed it. But I didn't really include any of the products that are like newer to my collection that I'm still loving, but I haven't had them for that long. So for example, like the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, I am in love with, but I didn't want to include that in today's video just because I haven't had it for as long, haven't played around with it for as long, and I wanted to do like my favorites that I was really using all 2021. I will still do a 2021 beauty favorites at the end of the year as well, but sometimes, or I probably include some like PR products in that video, and I wanted to keep this exclusive to products that I purchased for myself. So that being said, this was kind of the year of like foundations slash skin tints, and I tried a lot of different foundations and skin tints this year. So I have 3 foundation sort of products to share. The one that has been in my collection the shortest length of time is the Clinique Even Better Clinical Foundation. I am so mad at myself for waiting so long to try this out. This had been on my wish list since I heard Jamie Page talking about it, I think in like May, and even before then it had kind of been like in and out of my cart, and then when I heard Jamie recommend it, I was like, okay, I like really need to grab that. There were multiple trips to Ulta where I literally had this like in my little Ulta basket and I was going to purchase it, but then talked myself out of it. And this is so beautiful. It gives really, really good coverage while still looking really natural on the skin. And it has a really good wear time to it as well. Some of the other foundations I was trying this year, I feel like just didn't have the wear time that I was looking for, especially when I'm wearing a mask. Like it just like was not working for me. But I love that this offers a really nice medium coverage, and it still looks super natural and kind of like a healthy glow to the skin with a really nice long wear time. This does have SPF 25 in it as well, and I just think it's an amazing foundation. Another foundation that I wish I had purchased right away and I just think is incredible is the Oma by Sharon C Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. This is the Oma Beauty line that you can get at Walmart, and I have the original like Oma Beauty Stay Woke foundation, and I really enjoy that foundation, but it isn't like my tip-top favorite. So I wasn't in a super huge rush to go pick this up, but one day I was at my Walmart and I was curious, so I did decide to buy this, and I was blown away by this as well. This also has a really nice wear time to it, and I also find that it just like completely filters my face. A lot of times I feel like I always notice my foundation sinking into my forehead lines literally right away, and this is a foundation that when I wear, I just feel like I'm much more confident in like my forehead and my lines on my face. I feel like they just look much more blurred and filtered out. So I've been a huge fan of this. In the future, I'll continue to repurchase this and probably will not purchase the Oma Beauty Stay Woke foundation. I still think that one's nice, but this one is half the cost and better in my opinion. And then the final foundation that I want to talk about is the Nabla Skin Realist. I'm like reading the bottom. The Skin Realist, like skin tint, skin foundation, whatever you want to call this. First of all, we all know I've been on a Nabla kick this year. I am like obsessed with all Nabla products. And so I was really, really excited to try this out. This again kind of claims to be like a skin tint. It claims to be a beautifying tinted balm, but I feel like this gives a good light, even buildable to medium coverage. I wouldn't say, of the 3 of these, I would say this has the shortest wear time, but it's still really beautiful. And if I'm not going to be wearing a mask, I absolutely love this. I wore this a ton this summer. I think this lays really beautifully on the skin, looks really skin-like and natural, which is, again, kind of my sweet spot when it comes to foundations. And I was just loving this. It did give a really beautiful glow without being too dewy. So that is my 3rd favorite. So let's just keep on the Nabla train. For my fourth favorite purchase of the year, the Nabla Skin Glazings. Specifically, my favorite would be the shade Truth. And I'm specifically talking about like the blush shades. I also love the highlight and bronzer, but I wanted to not cheat too much. So the shade Truth, I feel like, is by far my most worn blush shade of this year. I was definitely going for a glowier cheek just in general this year. Here it is swatched right here. So it looks super glowy swatched, but with a fluffier brush, it just gives this like really subtle pinched sort of effect to the cheek while offering just this beautiful, like, healthy luminous glow that I was just truly obsessed with. I also have the shades Lola as well as Independence. I think Independence is really beautiful for this time of year. In fact, as I'm putting all these items away, I think I'm going to keep Independence pulled in my Shop My Stash rotation just because I do want to get a little bit more use out of this. It's just such a beautiful finish. Again, I'm a huge fan of Nabla, and that might be like my #1 favorite purchase of the year if I had to choose like my tip top favorite purchase. So in sticking with blush, it was also definitely the year of the blush and quite a bit of like cream and liquid blushes, but I shockingly don't have any to share with you. But my fifth favorite purchase of the year is this blush from Lawless. Now this released last year, but I didn't pick it up until this year, and I have mine in the shade Angel Suede. And layering Angel Suede, which is a matte blush, with Truth was like my perfect combination this year. I was debating also including the Bare Minerals bronzer in this video because I wore that all the time, but I didn't want to like overload, and I wanted to give a bit of a variety of products as well. But this is also just such a beautiful sort of like pinched cheek sort of shade, at least on my complexion. Here it is swatched right here. And it is just a really beautiful matte formula. I thought it was going to be super pigmented just looking at it in the pan, but it's definitely more of a buildable blush formula, which I personally appreciate because sometimes your girl can get looking a little clown cheeky. So I have been loving this blush. I'm very interested in picking up more shades in that one as well. And then sticking with Lawless, I also became just absolutely obsessed with the Forget the Filler lip plumping line smoothing gloss. This is what is currently on my lips. I have the shade Velvet on my lips right now. I have all 3 shades and I just absolutely adore this. It offers not even like a tingling sensation, but almost like a cooling sensation. It's supposed to kind of be obviously a lip plumping gloss, but it's not painful like some other lip plumping glosses that I'm thinking of. And it offers just this like cooling sensation, and it's so like glossy and juicy that it just like evens out. Sometimes I feel like I have really bad lip lines. It just evens all that out and makes the lips look just more luscious and like full because they are just more luscious looking, if that makes sense. I don't know where my original one is, but I feel like I'm really close to finishing my original one. I 100% will repurchase that, and will also continue to repurchase these shades as well because I'm a huge fan. If she releases more shades, I'm all about it. I'm a huge fan of the Lawless lip plumping glosses. Normally I'm not like super excited or into powders, but this year I was dabbling more in pressed powder. I was like reaching a point where I was just kind of over loose setting powders, but still wanted to set my face obviously because of the masks and such. So I decided to give the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder Foundation a try, and I love this. This is such a beautiful powder foundation. It is so buttery, smooth, and soft. It really does just like filter the face, but it still offers, like if you can imagine, a powder still offering just this healthy glow to the skin. It doesn't make the face look flat. It's not a matte powder. I don't know if it claims to be a matte powder, but it is not a matte powder. It truly just, even swatch, I don't think you'll be able to see swatch, but it just offers just this like health to the skin that I feel like sometimes powders take away, and I have just truly loved this so much. I dropped this and my packaging broke, and I thought that my entire compact was going to be broken, and I was ready to literally run to Target in that moment and purchase another replacement for this because I love this powder so much. This is something that I thought was also being discontinued, but I don't think it is, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go purchase a bunch of these. I'm going to be that person who purchases a bunch of backups of this discontinued item because this powder is just so beautiful and so good. Truly a favorite purchase of the year. We are into the top 3, and not really top 3. I'm not necessarily going in any order, but I have 3 products left to talk about. So let's jump into the hair care set that I love this year. It's my favorite, one of my favorite purchases, obviously, because I'm including it in this video. But it was the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind Banana Coconut Nourishing Shampoo and Conditioner. So I finally got my hair cut. Woohoo! After 2+ years. I mean, I cut it on my own a little bit, but I finally went and got my hair cut, and it's finally feeling so healthy and so clean again. But my hair is so thick, dry, and damaged. I just feel like I struggle to find a shampoo and conditioner that really helps nourish my hair. And I didn't think this was gonna work for me just because the shampoo specifically is like so liquidy, but this suds up so nicely. I have been on like a banana scent kick, which is also just random. I feel like banana is usually like the flavor that people are like, no, like no thank you. Like even banana Laffy Taffy, I've been like on a kick. Like give me all of your banana Laffy Taffies and you can save like the pinks and the greens for yourself. But truly, this has just made my hair feel so much more healthy, so much more hydrated and nourished, and I'm a huge fan. This is my second set, and I will continue to repurchase this. It's my favorite shampoo and conditioner of the current moment. I did just purchase the Olaplex holiday set, so I will be trying the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner. I've been interested in trying that for like 2 years at this point, and I'll keep you updated on that, but I think I will continue to repurchase these as well because again, I really just love that banana scent too. So my final 2 favorite purchases are both palettes. Up first, I have the ColourPop Lemoncello palette, and this palette really did take me by surprise. When I saw the teasers for it, I really loved the color story and knew pretty instantly that I wanted to purchase it. But a lot of times with eyeshadow palettes, I'll purchase a palette, use it a couple times, and then it's like old news and I'm on to the next palette. That did not happen with this palette. Every single time I was out of the house for more than a day, I went traveling a couple times this year in 2021, this palette came with me. I was a huge fan of this. I love the neutral color story with just like the fun pops. Like I love the yellows, but they're still like neutral enough, and then the green can honestly go either neutral or be a really beautiful pop of green. I don't get a ton of use out of the blue, but that's really the only shade that I don't use in this palette, and I believe this came out in March. I purchased this around March, and I still get excited to reach for this palette, which is truly saying something because my palette collection is out of control. And then my 10th and final favorite purchase of 2021 is the Artist Couture Supreme Bronze Palette. I did just recently order the new like snack smaller size palette, but this came out around summertime, I believe, and I adore the Artist Couture palettes that look like this. I really enjoyed the eyeshadow formula. I haven't tried the colorful one, but I have the Supreme Nudes as well, which I'm a huge fan of. Highly recommend that palette. And if you like warm tone bronze eyeshadow looks, you're gonna love this palette. I love the sleek packaging. It's super easy to travel with. I took this one traveling with me as well this year. You do have a couple like pops of like cooler tones in this as well. Like the top row, you can do like cool glam looks. And then again, you just have your juicy bronzy looks, and I reached for this so much this summer. I think this is a beautiful palette and definitely one of my favorite purchases of 2021. After that, that is going to conclude today's video, my top 10 purchases in 2021. I would love to know what were some of your favorite makeup or beauty products that you purchased this year. What are you excited about possibly purchasing at the start of 2022? It's crazy to say we're about to be in 2022, but I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.